of Bolivia to the OEAS, His Excellency Héctor Enrique Arce Saconeta, Assistant Secretary General Ambassador Nestor Mendez, distinguished permanent and alternative representatives of observer countries and other members of the diplomatic corps, our esteemed artists, and other special guests. Welcome to the opening of the exhibition, I Have a Dream, a significant part of the 8th Inter-American Week for People of African Descent in the Americas. It's an honor to stand before you today as we celebrate the rich heritage, culture, and contributions of people of African descent across the Americas. This exhibition is a testament of the hard work, collaboration, and resilience of countless individuals. It is the result of consistent efforts, dedication, and a shared vision to honor and uplift the voices and stories of the African diaspora. We are proud to showcase the works of esteemed artists such as Dodie Charmant, Ralph Charles, Nadine Sommer, William H. Johnson, Barbara Earle, Hal Wilkes, Serge Jolimao, Mario Benjamin, John Adrian Said, John Paez, Alfred Niado, Femi Johnson, Willie Nash, Betty Assad, Joseph Johnson, Jonathan Green, Andrew Nichols, and Wilson Joseph. Each piece tells a story of struggle, triumph, and hope, echoing the enduring spirit of those who have fought for justice. This exhibition is made possible thanks to the generosity of the Permanent Mission of the Dominican Republic to the OEAS, the Embassy of the Republic of Haiti, Mr. Rodney Trapp, Mr. Aaron Maniago, Mr. William Taft, and the Due World Hope Foundation. Their support has been instrumental in bringing this event to life and enriching our experience. We take this moment to thank Ambassador Lacilia Prince, Chief of Staff of the Office of the Assistant Secretary General, and the whole ASG Office for the recognition of the arts as an important part of the week for people of African descent, year after year. As we walk through this exhibition, exhibited here at the Marcus Garvey Hall of Culture and the easels upstairs, let us reflect on the journey that has brought us here and the work that still lies ahead. Let us celebrate the achievements and honor the legacy of those who have paved the way for a brighter future. I would like to highlight the portrait of Rosa Parks, right here at the beginning of the exhibitions, whose act of dignity and courage played such an important role in advancing civil rights by artist Kel Wilkes, the last piece she was able to sign before her passing. Thank you for joining us in this celebration of heritage, culture, and resilience. Together, we continue to dream, to strive, and to build a world where the contributions of people of African descent are recognized and cherished. And now, I would like to introduce my dear colleague, Kendall.
Good afternoon. Protocol having been established, I want to thank Mrs. Adriana Ospina, Director of the Art Museum of the Americas, for her opening remarks. I extend appreciation to each of you for attending today's ceremony to open the 8th Inter-American Week for People of African Descent in the Americas, and for your presence at the launch of this exquisite art exhibition as previewed by Director Ospina. This exhibition was no doubt a product of unwavering commitment and tireless efforts to showcase the beauty of Afro-inspired culture and artwork, even in the face of adversity and uncertainty. It encapsulates the indomitable spirit and bountiful pride of our African brothers and sisters who were viciously brought to our hemisphere to be enslaved, tortured, and stripped of their humanity. Nonetheless, in spite of such cruelty and hardship, those enslaved Africans persevered and built, from paltry foundation nonetheless, a robust and enduring legacy within our hemisphere, replete with historic achievements which undoubtedly shaped the development of the Americas. It is against this backdrop that the OAS member states established in 2018 the annual celebration of the Inter-American Week for People of African Descent in the Americas, to acknowledge the past and recognize the societal contributions of Afro-descendants to our hemisphere's development. As mentioned by Secretary Plata during her closing remarks, the plan of action for the decade for people of African descent in the Americas, which was approved by member states in 2016, lays the blueprint for our annual celebration of this Inter-American Week. Set to expire this year, 2025, the plan provides an institutional framework at both the hemispheric and national levels on how the OAS General Secretariat and member state governments can promote awareness of the culture and societal impact of people of African descent and gradually adapt public policies and programs that advance their socioeconomic standing and enable their full inclusion in society. Born from this plan, as mentioned by Secretary Plata, is the OAS's annual commemoration of the International Day of Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and the Transatlantic Slave Trade, which will be held tomorrow during the special session of the Permanent Council. As the plan of action draws to a close, it behooves us to recognize its impact in fostering within our organization a greater understanding of the challenges faced by people of African descent in the Americas and how this plan has enabled us to carry out activities and programs which shed light on these challenges but also exalt the noteworthy contributions of people of African descent. Undoubtedly, our organization was only able to execute this plan of action due to the tremendous work of the General Secretariat of the OAS. We give special commendations to Mrs. Marie Carmen Plata, Secretary for Access to Rights and Equity, and her team for their hard work and dedication in ensuring that the plan of action was successfully executed. The arts are no doubt a powerful tool for storytelling and upliftment, serving as a vessel to pass down to generations the lived memories and shared experiences of communities. You will notice that embedded within this art exhibition is the Inter-American Poetry and Prose chain, as showcased on a series of poster boards to my left. Organized in alphabetical order by the nationality of the author of the poem, this chain of poetry is a collective representation of the shared history and resilience of our hemisphere's Afro-descendant communities. It is intended to demonstrate that despite our differences, we share a common bond, as written in the prose of this collection. I wish to thank the OAS Permanent Missions, our national offices in member states, and OAS personnel for submitting poetry. I also wish to recognize the work of Ms. Rocio Suarez of the Columbus Memorial Library of the OAS and her team who designed the poster boards, as well as Mr. Felipe Casas, intern in the Executive Office of the Assistant Secretary General of the OAS, for developing this idea and supporting its execution. Another propitious embodiment of the organization's commitment to recognizing people of African descent in the Americas is mounted behind me in the atrium of the Simon Bolivar Room. As mentioned earlier by Assistant Secretary General Mendez, this triptych painting was commissioned by his office in 2018 to honor the victims of the transatlantic slave trade and bring greater visibility to to the history and heroism of Afro-descendants in the Americas. I encourage those of you that are visiting us for the first time to also take a look at this painting as you explore the art exhibition. At this moment, I want to mention an event that occurred last week. A renowned musical ambassador and figure, Mr. Aurelio Martinez, sadly passed away in a plane crash in Honduras, in Rotan. He was a beloved figure by many in the Garifuna community and outside of the community, and he was beloved by his homeland Honduras, and he was a cherished brother to Belizeans, the government and people of Belize. And the Permanent Mission of Honduras has actually brought a portrait of Mr. Martinez, which is also upstairs. So we also honor him for his cultural contributions to our hemisphere. To the various artists today whose artwork now exquisitely adorn this Marcus Garvey Hall of Culture and the Hall of Heroines and Heroes placed in the easels upstairs, do know that your work is part of a pioneering movement within our organization to celebrate the culture of people of African descent, which we hope will inspire us all to reject discrimination and fully embrace diversity. Each day we remain one step closer to fulfilling the dream of a world where everyone is accepted and truly appreciated, a true dream of the Americas. I thank you all for joining us today, and please enjoy this afternoon's cocktail reception. Thank you very much.